What is up, guys? DZ Fear, and if you didn't know, all of the new stuff from Raging Tempest just leaked by a Spanish person, and it is really cool because now we know all of the. Yeah, this webpage actually has all the Spiral releases. We already knew two of the cards, but it has both traps, so check this out if you're interested. But more importantly, for me at least, it has all of the Subterror cards. I'm super excited about Subterrors. I talk about them every time a new set's release. And I feel like what happens with Subterrors, and I mentioned this in the last time I did this video, or this type of video, I feel like what happens is people, because no one really plays Subterrors, so when these cards get leaked, they make a video and they talk about them, but they've never played the deck before, but I've put like 100 hours into, probably less than 100 hours, probably more like 50 hours into Subterrors. Over the past two sets. I love this deck to death. I know a lot of the combos inside and out that people don't really think of, so I like analyzing the new Subterrors. You can have someone that actually knows what they're talking about take a look at them. So anyway, let's get started. There are four of them, 3 monsters and 1 spell. So the first one is Subterror Nemesis Defender. It's a wind, that's wrong, it's actually an earth. Yeah, it's an earth beast warrior type effect monster with 100 attack and 2000 defense, and it is level 2. During your player's turn, when your opponent activates a card or effect that targets exactly one set monster you control and no other cards, or when a set monster you control is targeted for an attack by yeah, they don't have the full turn translation, but by an opponent's monster, presumably. You can send this card from your hand or face it when it fields to the graveyard, then target one other monster you control that is an appropriate target for that effect / attack. That card effect / attack now targets the new target, and as long as you control a set monster, this card cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects. So I like this card, and I dislike this card. I like this card because it's a Beast Warrior, which means that if I end up playing Zodiacs in Subterrors, you can search it. I also like it because it's a form of defense much better than the Subterror Trap from the last set. And I also like it because the last effect, as long as you control set monsters, card cannot be destroyed by battle card effects. This card will just sit because you'll pretty much always have a set monster. And I like the redirecting attacks. I think it's pretty good. I don't like this card because it's not very aggressive, and in the past 2 set releases, the Nemesis Warriors, or the Subterror Nemesises, have been the best card of the set by far in terms of Subterror support, but I feel like this is actually the weakest one of all of them. It's kind of neat, but I can't see it as more than like a 1 of, maybe a 2 of, probably a 0 of though. But yeah, that's the artwork for you. But that means that we'll get a level 1 next set if they're following the pattern. On to the next card. And this one, I love all these artworks. The Subterrors are just so cool. But this one in particular, definitely my favorite artwork so far. Subterror, Behemoth, I'm not even going to try to, I guess I will try to pronounce that. Voltelleric, whatever. It's an Earth Thunder, level 9, 1900 attack, 3000 defense. Flip effect is you can target one set monster your opponent controls, take control until your next end phase, and then the rest of it is just the standard Subterror Behemoth text that you should probably know about if you're watching this video. Basically, if someone's flip face down, you can special it from the hand, and then you flip face down once per turn. Anyway, what's important about this card is that it's level 9 and it's an Earth. There's a True King that just got released in this past set, or this new set, and it's a level 9 Earth, and just like all our True Kings being level 9, and you can pop card monsters that you have to special summon from your hand. And then the combo, and then it triggers another effect that gets cards out of your opponent's extra deck. But the main thing that I want to do with that card is it means you don't have to play Metal Foes anymore, because the Metal Foes are kind of bricky, because if you play too many of them, you're not going to draw Subterrors, but if you play not enough of them, they're going to be useless. But with the new True King card, you can now pop any Subterror, preferably like a Nemesis Warrior, and an Archer, and then you special summon it, take cards out of your opponent's extra deck, and then get this guy out and make a level 9 or rank 9 Exceed monster. That play is really cool, and it gets even better when the True Kings get support in the next set. But for now, it's something I'm definitely going to use. You can make like Sky Fortress, Enter, Blathner, whatever that card is. So that's really important. 2000 defense is pretty good as well. But level 9 is also great because it means that you can send Seraphonite with Nemesis Warrior to summon this from the deck, which you couldn't do before. On to the next one, Subterror Behemoth Dragosuri, whatever that means. So this is a Earth Zombie, level 6 with 2400 attack and 16 defense. And its effect is, you can activate this effect this turn. Subterror cards you control cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects. You can only use it once per turn. So this card is, interesting. So it's good because it's a level 6 zombie, which means that if you're going to be playing Brilliant Fusion and Subterrors, you can now play Unizombie, send this straight to the graveyard from the deck. That's kind of neat. But then you can revive it with Mizuki for like 2400 damage, and that's cool as well. Its effect is sort of, I mean, it's defensive, but it's like, it's cool because it protects all Subterror cards, not just the monsters. So, because I think the new spell is a Subterror, which is kind of neat, and it also allows for next set if it's a Subterror continuous spell or trap, it will protect that as well. But I like this card. It's not like fantastic, but it is definitely a one of, especially if I decide to play Unizombie. Lastly, we have the Subterror spell. So Clash in the Subterror Caverns. So this will be protected from that effect that we just mentioned. The continuous spell, all Subterror monsters you control gain 500 attack and defense for each set monster on the field. Once per turn, when a Subterror monster you control inflicts battle damage to your opponent, you can target one Subterror card in your graveyard, except Clash of the Subterror Caverns, add it to your hand. Not really what I wanted. I keep saying this, and I'm going to keep saying it until it comes out. All I wanted of Subterror spells and traps is just a literal Ghost Trick Scare that is Subterror theme stamped. But I mean, this is like okay, because like the boost is kind of nice because that makes them like really ridiculously high attack points. The add back is sort of nice. I mean, it's not a starter card. I really wish it was like a 10 key or like a once per turn add a Subterror from a grave to your hand, but it adds back an archer after you pop it. So if you have like, so like the ideal opening would be like this card, an archer, any Subterror, and then the True King. So you would activate this, and like pop the archer, pop the other Subterror, special the True King, special the level 9 guy, make a rank 9, and then when you attack with a Subterror, you can then add back the archer and then hopefully do the same thing over the next turn. But I think this card's like okay. I don't think it's like fantastic. I think that the direction Subterrors are going is basically just like, I think we're cutting the Metal Foes, playing Prediction Princesses, playing the True King guy at 3, and hopefully keeping it as close to 40 cards as possible. Maybe playing Unizombie, definitely playing Brilliant Fusion. But I'm excited. I think these cards, I mean, if you compare them to last set we got like one great card in Archer and then two okay cards in the Behemoths. This set we're getting one okay card in the Nemesis, but then we're getting one great card, one okay card, and then one okay card. This one might even be considered good depending on the next support. But these are a lot better than the last set of support. Not quite as good as the first one, but I'm definitely making some decks with them. Yeah, I'm excited. I think they're cool. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you later. Goodbye.